Hello all, Rhyme with Reddit Rise here, coming at you with another war recap. This was our war versus the Persian Pioneer, and we got a couple attacks to highlight for you. First one I want to go to is DAIDOG. It was our number one against their number one, so a Th8 attack here. These attacks always seem like just pure brute force to me. So we see here he's taken out the center of the base there with an earthquake spell. He's got a huge line of golems, and then he's got wall breakers coming in here. So he just opens up this entire side of the base. At this point, with what he's done, there's basically this whole side has no walls, effectively for him. From here, it's a spread of witches and wizards. He rages them nicely to get through that first part, kills off the queen that way. What's interesting to me here is he basically can just ignore the CC. He drops his queen on that side, so she'll kind of help out, but really his wizards do most of the work. The witches a little bit too. Gets a nice freeze on there. Yep, and he's just kind of powering through here. He's got the town hall here in a sec. He'll pick up the 50% shortly after. And that's really what he was going for. This base was wide open, made it a nice place for him to use that, just strong arm, GoWiPe, GoWiWiPe kind of an attack. He's got, all three of those there, golems, P.E.K.K.A.s, and witches here. So he's got his 50%. We'll see. I mean, at this point, he's got his 2 stars on the number one of their team, which is great. He's probably not going to get a 3rd star. He doesn't have enough steam left, so he just kind of cancels out, saves his queen. Anyways, nice attack, DAIDOG. Not a whole lot to say there. You got what you're going for, but I wanted to highlight it because it was a nice attack. Next, we're going to move on. We're going to see a Little Heat's attack on number 10 here. Alright. So for this attack, he's going to be coming in from the northwest here. We see he drops his golem. It triggers the giant bomb there. And he's, again, here, he's kind of going to just basically ignore the CC. It's going to target his golem. It'll take a little bit extra damage. But his wizards and his queen will take out that CC. He's also got some Valks here he's going to release in a sec. There we go. Now, I want to pause it here. So first off, that attack over on the left side is kind of just clearing out a little bit of the base there. It took out the CC for him. It's going to take out the queen. Those are the big things. It also happened to take out a giant bomb, which was great. But so we're getting rid of that stuff. Takes out the giant bomb. He gets the queen. That's gone. He gets the CC. That's gone. Those are your big threats to a hog attack. They've still got the king over here, but that king's not a huge threat to him. Much less so than the other things we just mentioned. So he's got that coming in. If it can go get the expo, that would be great. I believe he does not as we go through here. I'm wondering why he hasn't dropped his Valkyries yet. I think those probably should have gone down a little bit quicker there. And also here, if he'd taken out this one camp, he'd completely eliminate the risk of his queen going on a walk. But he didn't have troops to defend over here, so I can understand why he didn't put wizards that far out. All in all, though, that squad there got what it was supposed to accomplish. Nicely done. Just some small critiques there. Now, looking at this hog force, there was a giant bomb here. I'm assuming he didn't know about it since he dropped a whole pile of hogs on it. They are all extremely low. Ideally, what you do to avoid this is you're going to drop a single hog first, just to make sure they don't have some cheesy giant bomb out on the edge like this. But you drop a single hog first, see if it explodes or anything, then drop the rest. That said, how he deals with this after having been surprised by this giant bomb, a lot of his hogs there are now down. In fact, that might be the entirety of his hogs are all low health here, but he plays it cool, and it really pays off for him. As we'll see, he's going to drop, instead of dropping his heal in panic right over the top of where they are now, he's going to wait a little bit and drop it over this huge cluster of towers. You see there's just one tower after another in this section. And that's where you really want to drop your heals, because that means the hogs are going to stay in it for longer since they're going after those towers. He may lose 1 or 2 hogs here, but I think he saves a lot more because he plays it cool with that heal. So let's watch how that plays out. Alright, there comes that heal down. Yeah, yep. So those, and there, his whole hog army's back up to full health now. He might have lost 1, maybe 2 extra hogs that he wouldn't have otherwise. But nicely played from that surprise. From here, it's just kind of, you know, he's got 2 heals left. He's got a huge hog army. He pre-heals that giant bomb. Nicely done there. Going through. He's got his queen walking around the edge still. So maybe it's good she took a walk, so she's still alive to help clean up. Oh, I want to highlight this here. If you take a look, he has placed... and this was smarter than I gave it credit for the first time I looked. He placed his heal right here. Which he had this bunch of hogs was kind of attacking around here. We're going to go out here. So I might have placed it here. You know, let's get some of those lines off. I might have placed it here because he's got a bunch going there. But he had another group of hogs coming from here over down. So now this heal, because of how he placed it, catches these hogs as they're coming over, restores them to full health. The original pack of hogs that it looked like he was healing has stayed in it for longer than I expected, and is full health here. Overall, just a real smart heal. Real great job there. Oh, see, I guess he saved his Valks for the cleanup squad. He's just dropped those up top. That's also a great option. All right, so those were a cleanup squad. Those are doing a fantastic job with all these clustered buildings around the edge. Hogs, meanwhile, running through, taking out everything. All right, from this point, it's just cleanup. Nicely done, little heat. You know, good strong attack from the side with the golems to take out the CC and the queen. Really nicely placed spells, and then some Valkyries to help clean up. All right, there it is. And then we've got one more attack for you here. Let's see, it was WarDaddy's attack on 12 I wanted to highlight. Let's take a look here. So he's going to draw his lure here. Let's get into it in a sec. Alright, so he sent his lure here, and I wanna highlight this for just a moment. Is he sent his lure in on this wizard tower, which will eventually, it's gonna wait. It's actually gonna take killing that wizard tower and then moving into the next tower before the lure happens. I'm thinking the clan castle line somewhere around there. That was a terrible line, but somewhere along those lines. But anyway, so he's got to go 2 towers deep at this point. Not the end of the world, but not ideal. And also with the lure, if you can take out a high priority target, that's even better. With the wizard tower, those are not high priority for a hog attack. The things that really take out your hogs are the point defenses and giant bombs, of course. But for the towers, it's the cannons and it's the archer towers, because they can kill the hogs fast enough that you can't get your heal down on them. As long as you're healing properly, a mortar and a wizard tower should never really affect your hogs. So I might have, if I were him, lured here. Take out the cannon or take out the archer tower. Either one of those. And then you're also closer to the CC. It goes quicker. And then I'll talk about it in a sec, but I would have preferred if he'd brought the lure down into this corner. And that would have also been closer to that. So let's watch what happens. It's still a nice attack, but just some critiques here on the lure. See here, he's got to take out the whole tower, and then it runs in, then it lures. In a way, he lucked out because it's the dragon and the loon. If it was a pile of archers, that one hog would not have gotten the lure. So he drags it out here, pulls it out a little bit into the corner, and then he's going to drop. He drops his witches right here. So they're gonna, witches are a highly effective way to take out the dragon. I I prefer bringing hogs in the CC, and there are ways to take out dragons and loons with just Barch and wizards. Witches aren't a bad idea, but you can do it with less troops, with less troop space. That is, with the wizards and the Barch. So I would have preferred he dragged this down to here. As we're gonna see, this gets the job done. The CC is dead. He's gonna send his hogs in later. But in the process, since there's no room to maneuver in here, since such a tight space, his witches are gonna die to, I believe it was the loon. Ideally, you're gonna place your witches several spaces away. Say the dragon's about here, you drop your witch here, so that it has time to send in the skeletons, because it takes a little while for those to spawn. Once the skeletons are spawning, they will just continually go. The two witches, the barbarian to distract until the witches get their skeletons up, plus maybe a wizard or two, will take out the dragons all by themselves. Because they deal damage, they create their own distraction. That's all set. He uses a little more than he needs to because he does it in this tight space. So that would be my preference. Even better would be to drop a barbarian or archer underneath the dragon, set up 4 or 5, something like that, wizards around the edge of the dragon, and slowly keep dropping more and more barbarians and archers as they die, so that the dragon is continually attacking the closest troop, and the closest troop is always either a barbarian or archer, and your wizards get to just sit and deal damage. It costs you much less space than the witch kill squad. Yeah, anyway, that's my preference. It's there's many ways to attack here. With the witches, the one thing I would have wished he'd done is protect his witches a little better, so that right here. Oh, I think it was the the dragon killed the first one, and here I believe. Oh no, actually it was the. My apologies. He's dropped it also in range of these two towers, so that's where that went wrong with those witches. So again, drag it down to the corner where they're safe, where you don't have towers hitting you, and you can just deal with the CC and be done with it. Alright, let's take a look at the rest of this attack here. So he drops a pile of hogs there, and they're going to go down over on this left side. They got real low from a giant bomb. Most of those, I think all those hogs are going to die there. He sends in the most of his squad, though, over on this side to take out, kind of keep moving on. And that squad is going to get a lot done. Drops a heal a little bit too late on that left side. It does help out some of his other hogs there. So now we're into the thick of the attack. He's got the hogs going. They're mostly healthy. And this is something I forgot to mention earlier. This is a great base for a hog attack. There's basically no DGB spot. Yeah, I think there's one small space in the center that can have no more than one giant bomb there. So this is a great base to hog. And we're going to see the effectiveness of that as he drops a few good heals. And basically his hogs are just going to run wild over this base, even with a few things that didn't go quite as I would have liked them early in the attack. Here we go, loses a few hogs to some spring traps. But he's got, good squad up there. And they're just running through the base. They're past the Barbarian King now, so they're not going to take too much more damage from him. He's kind of just, well, I guess he swings a couple more times, but really they're okay. And he's got 8, 10 hogs left there, at least. Good, healthy pack of hogs. Last tower's down. Yeah, real nice attack, WarDaddy. Again, a few things I would have changed there with the funnel. Maybe could have scouted that empty space to make sure that there wasn't a giant bomb before sending in several hogs. But otherwise, real nice. Gonna clean up, and this was a +7 attack too. Going way up the ladder for it. Real nicely done. And we'll just kind of let the hogs clean their thing out here. Alright, well hopefully this was helpful to you guys. There right at the end there you can see there's a giant bomb right at his last building, but was not enough to take out his stuff. So, Anyway, real nicely done. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, give you some ideas for your next attack on how to improve it. Yeah, we'll see you again next time.